Hey guys, welcome to the first episode of the 22 Nosler build. What I'm going to do today is start tapping the holes in the main pocket, and they are going to go right here. So this is the main pocket, secondary pocket where your the end of your upper receiver snaps into place is back here underneath that plate and requires a different top plate. Anyway, so just to give you a heads up, we're going to be drilling down 1 1/4 inches deep, but you also have to take in consideration that there's a 1/2 inch of plate between the top of the AR lower and the top of the plate. So that's a 1/2 inch, so it's 1 3/4 total depth. And I'm going to go shy of that because I want to make sure that I don't go too far into the lower receiver. So I'll go just shy of 1 3/4 inches, and I will clean that base, the floor of that up with my milling bit, and so it'll look really nice by the time it's done. So first action is to drill those big holes, and I actually have it's like a 1/2 inch diameter drill bit that I'll be pressing down. All right. I've got the floor of it done. There's a couple of little pock marks, but nothing to be concerned. Trigger's going to be covering that up, so it's just no big deal. But the floor is looking good, and I am at my level that I need to be at. I'll just tip that down. Hopefully you can see that mark is right there. So I'm at the perfect level all along this spot, all along the pocket. So just to show you what it looks like inside, it is looking shiny, beautiful, and so I am ready to do the 3/8 hole for fire control and my pins for my trigger. So that'll be next, and I actually have to do the rear pocket as well, but I might bring another upper receiver out so I can see how much I need to take off, because I like the rear pocket to be really tight, so that the whole assembly is tight. I don't want any slop in the upper receiver and the lower receiver match. So stay tuned. Okay, we've got the 3/8 inch hole drilled, and that is for the fire select. And now it's time to do the 5/32 holes, and those are for your trigger pins. So pretty easy process. We're gonna get some lube down there. All right, I've got that rear pocket completed. The upper fits nice and tight in there, and it should wear in with more assembly and disassembly. I want that tight in there, especially for this gun. If I'm going to be shooting out more than 200-300 yards, I want that upper receiver stable. So the next thing is drilling for the trigger. Excuse me. All right, so this is the finished product. Fire control, trigger pins, trigger hole, main pocket where your trigger drops in, and then your secondary where your rear takedown is. So that's it. It's not going to be black. It will be cryptic, but that's it so far. I'm going to start installing the true test. As far as whether I went deep enough, we'll be fitting the trigger in and see if that functions correctly. Okay guys, this is it. So this is the final product, finished product. This is the 22 Nosler upper, and the I can't even remember the brand of the lower, but it was very decent to put together, fairly decent to mill out. So this is what it's looking like so far. The things that I might change about it is I love the bolt carrier group, and I love the charging handle. That's actually going to go on my 3-gun competition pistol or gun. And so this is meant to be a coyote gun, and so I'm going to tone it down a little bit, put on a different charging handle and a different bolt carrier group. I'll probably borrow those from the 300 Blackout. And so those of you guys following me on Gunstreamer, I apologize. I did not get all of the build aspects on video just because I had so much footage that my camera filled up. and so I was not able to do all that, and I had kind of a time crunch that I was going on. So let's just check the action out on this. It's got the 10 or 15 round 6.8 magazine, and I think I'm actually going to go try 7.62 by 39 magazine just to see if that functions the way I think it might function. I might be able to use those as secondary magazines. So as you can see, everything is on safe. There's nothing in there. I just want to check the bolt action. Slams forward, no issues there. Again, bolt is free flowing. Lubricate, everything is working very well as far as action. Let's just get this to fire. The motor oil did the trick as far as loosening up the fire control. But let's just check out the brake on this. It is triggers kind of amazing for stock trigger. I mean, it's heavy, but there's no creep whatsoever. Yeah, so it's a nice brake. So next on the agenda for this gun is to actually put that on safe. Next on the agenda for this gun is to actually do the paint job on this. I'm actually going to probably switch out the scope as well. So the scope that I'm going to go with is a 4-12 by 40, I believe it is. And actually it will sit down lower in the housing. I'll put a different scope mount on it so it sits closer to the rail. And so that's what I plan on going with as far as the scope. This is a great scope. I love it. I'm going to put it on my more of my short distance gun. And I might switch out a few more things. I really love the mag pull furniture. It's got the mag pull trigger guard, the mag pull grip, and can't go wrong with that. It's sort of a cheaper bipod. At some point in the future, I'll put on a different bipod that actually connects directly to the M-LOK rail. Otherwise, I've got an M-LOK rail that's mounted on there. You can see that. And but yeah, it is. This is a Trinity Force, got a cheaper stock on it, but it should do in killing coyotes. I just wanted to show you guys that these actually function. These are 7.62 by 39 magazines, and I'm going to drop the hammer, and you guys can check this out. All right, we've got a load. 2, 3, 4, 5. All 5 of them cycle correctly. Now, whether it cycles correctly on actual fire remains to be seen, but it's something to try out. The other thing I want you guys to notice is that there is absolutely there is no movement in this upper with the lower, and that is due because I milled that back pocket so tight, and so that's the benefits of being able to mill, to do your own work on a lower receiver, is I can get this sucker as tight as I need to match the upper receiver. So absolutely no wiggle whatsoever. And so can't wait to take this out to the range. Gonna do a little range test perhaps next weekend, maybe this week, to see how this runs. And I'm going to see how it runs with the 7.62 by 39 mags as well. And so stay tuned.